Improper waste disposal has always posed a huge threat to the safety of humans in the society. It's a pity that many still indulge in the act despite knowing the dangers attached to it. Improper waste disposal is the disposal of waste in a way that has negative consequences for the environment and also to human health. Examples include littering hazardous waste that is dumped into the ground and not recycling items that should be recycled. Recent studies revealed that out of the millions of tons of waste generated annually, a large percentage is improperly disposed. Unfortunately, this practice has been identified as one of the main causes of pollution and is becoming a growing concern for not just the government but also environmentalists, as it poses serious threat to not just the human health but also to the environment. Improper waste disposal is a deadly practice that should be avoided, as soil, water, and air pollution can all be a result of improper waste disposal. And it occurs when either of them becomes contaminated with hazardous materials. Not only does this contribute to the creation of a greenhouse gas effect, but also causes significant harm to marine and wildlife. Let's meet a doctor who will enlighten us on improper waste disposal and its effect on human health and the environment.
My name is Dr. Olatunde Oyeyemi. I work at Federal Medical Center, Bida, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology. The improper waste disposal can be defined as disposal of waste in a way that has negative consequences for the environment. And there are some impacts on this improper waste disposal on the environment and on the health. In terms of the environment, because these wastes are not properly disposed, they have negative impact on the environment. And because these wastes can pollute the air, they cause air pollution. They can pollute water, causing water pollution. They can pollute soil, causing soil pollution. And it can even be a source of incubating vector, that's pests, organism carrying pest carrying diseases. So because of this, these are the effects on our environment generally. And because we know waste disposal, when they are not properly disposed, they can release some chemicals, hazardous chemicals in water, in the soil, in the air. And if these chemicals are released into these substances, it means can be what have effect on our human health. For example, now, if these chemicals are released into the water, they can be a source of a risk factor for cancer diseases, because these chemicals, they are hazardous and they produce what we call carcinogens, and carcinogens are things that can generate cancer in the human body. That's one. Then again, because these are pollutants, If they pollute the air, it affects the breathing, can cause a risk factor of respiratory disease, a risk factor for asthma. For example, for some people that have asthma, if the air is polluted, it can increase the risk of them having an attack. It can cause some communicable diseases, especially when these wastes have been disposed into the water. And this water we drink, part of this water. So if this water is contaminated, it can be a source of communicable disease. Communicable disease in terms of cholera, typhoid, salmonella typhi causing typhoid fever. So those are the things that have effects on human health. Even in the soil, because this chemical can also be released into the soil, and some crops will generate from those soil, and we also eat on those soil. So because of that, have effects in the human health. Invariably, anything that have a negative impact on our environment in terms of the air we breathe in, the soil, and also the water we drink, definitely have effects on human's health. In fact, it can affect the reproductive system of a woman, and so can cause either a risk factor for non-communicable disease or a cause of communicable diseases. Thank you.
So, can you suggest ways in which you can dispose our refuse without it being of harm or having impact on human health and the environment?
Okay, there are ways in which methods of which these wastes can be disposed safely without affecting the environment or the human health. Okay, there are ways in which this can be done, and one of it is that will cause sanitary landfill. Is a way of waste disposal in which there is isolated area where the land is being digged and covered with plastic and rubber, of which you now will dispose the waste properly, and this thing will be away from the from human, that will affect the human health. Okay, the second one is central incineration. Central incineration especially is being used in hospitals, in which the waste is being collected and disposed into the incinerator. Incinerator is an instrument that is used in burning waste at high temperature, about 800 to 1200 centigrade. So this high temperature will burn this waste to ashes, and it will be safe. Also, we have dumping. So this waste can be dumped, collect the waste and dump in a far away from where it could be contacted. Another one is what do you call? Another way of waste disposal is composting. Composting means that this waste can be used, okay, in aerated environment where there is enough oxygen, and this thing will now turn to organic manure, and this can be used as fertilizer for plants by the farmers. And also another way is recycling. This waste can be recycled, okay, be used and now recycled or reused, especially in some industries or companies. Instead of disposing them, they will now recycle the waste and also use it to produce another materials. So these are the way this waste can be disposed. And again, apart from disposal, there are strategic way in which this thing can be disposed, meaning that this waste should be collected. There should be a good collection, especially in the hospital where we have needle and syringes, okay, it should be properly what collected, where we use a safety box. So the needle will be what collected in the safety box. Okay, transportation. This waste material should be well transported into the incinerator, where it will now be burned at high temperature. So this trend is supposed to be well monitored in order to prevent negative consequences. Because from improper disposal of this waste, someone can have needle prick and can contact some blood diseases like HIV, hepatitis, okay, Ebola, all those contagious diseases. So all these waste should be properly disposed. Thank you.
Apart from this, improper waste disposal can have adverse effect on humans, as over the years it has been responsible for causing several diseases and in some cases even death. For instance, when water is contaminated with foreign substances like harmful pathogens, toxic chemicals, or medical waste, its chemical composition changes, making it harmful to use. Diseases like cholera, dysentery, and others are known to be spread through contaminated water and can cause serious health epidemics in a population. Another example of the dangerous effect of improper waste disposal is soil contamination. Soil contamination occurs when hazardous chemicals comes into contact with the soil. These chemicals are then absorbed by plants, which are later utilized by other organisms, including humans, which as a result can cause diseases or even death. Improper waste disposal can also interfere with the food supply, as plant growth is impaired, reducing the amount of food produced.